Hi, my name is Hari, 21 years old. I know that the thing I'm about to tell you will sound like nonsense, but it's true. I can see through other people's bodies. Everything started about 2 years ago when an accident happened to me. And from the day of the accident, the power started happening. Many people must think that this is great. No, to me, it's so scary. Listen to my story. You'll understand why. I was born and raised in Korea, but when I was 19, I left Korea for America to pursue my dream job of being a doctor. I always loved studying, and it has never been a difficult thing for me to do. Thanks to my test results in Korea, I easily got the scholarship for the Faculty of Medical at Harvard University, even though the criterions for freshmen are very hard. However, opposite of my studying, my love life is terrible. I wish that I could face the man that I had a crush on the way I could homework for finals. For the whole first year of university, I secretly had a crush on David, a guy in my class. But I never got the courage to stand in front of him to admit it. David is incredibly handsome. Not only that, he plays basketball like a champion. I used to spend hours just watching him play basketball. I love the way he smiles when he throws the ball into the hoop. In that moment, he looks so attractive. And there's no surprise that tons of girls also liked him. He is always being surrounded by hot girls. It's so hard for a normal girl like me to have a chance to be his girlfriend. Until one day, after my class was over, I went to the basketball yard to watch my crush. But when I was too focused on watching him, my phone rang and got everybody's attention. I stumbled looking for my phone hidden in my packed purse. I stuffed so much stuff in there that getting the phone out was a challenge. "Watch out!" screamed someone from the yard. I looked back mindlessly, and the ball hit hard straight on my head. The hit made me feel very dizzy. I instantly fell to the ground. The only thing I remembered before passing out was the scared look of David's face when he ran to me. When I woke up, I was in the university's medical room. I slowly sat up. My head was still dizzy. "Are you okay?" the nurse said. But when I turned over to answer the question, something horrible went straight into my eyes. "Oh my God, what the hell?" I screamed in terror. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was seeing all the body parts inside her through her clothes, including her skeleton, stomach, and even her beating heart. I panicked, trying to rub my eyes. I was trying to convince myself that the ball hitting my head dazzled my eyes. But no, David was standing outside the room, and I could see all of his body parts too. Just like before, I was terrified again. I wanted to tell them about this, but I was still so shocked that I just mumbled. "Are you okay?" David and the nurse asked with worried eyes. Maybe they would think that I was insane. I didn't know what to do, so I just hopped down to the ground and ran out of the room, leaving David still standing there confused about what just happened. When I got to the corridor, I was even more scared because every person's body around me was just body parts like the X-ray films. I was so horrified that I ran with my eyes closed. I couldn't remember how many people I ran into when I was running home. I burst into tears when I realized my eyes weren't normal anymore. But I calmed down and decided to find out what happened to my eyes that made me see things like that. After a while of searching, I found the number of a famous eye specialist doctor. It took all my courage to call him and ask for help. After hearing my story, he immediately said yes. He scheduled me to come to his private consulting room. After many tests, he concluded that I was having X-ray eyes. Or simply put, it's like an X-ray machine that can see human bodies' radiation. This could very well be the result of the ball hitting hard on my head. There were some cases around the world that had this same phenomenon, but it was never explained how or why. The doctor advised me to stay calm and accept it because at the end of the day, it won't affect my health. After returning home, I planned to tell my parents about this, but I didn't because I was afraid they'd be so worried for me. So I calmed myself down and learned to live with it. You know, this wasn't very easy. It's so awkward seeing every single little thing on the inside of someone's body. I felt more like a weirdo than a superhero with special powers. However, I must say that this power helped me a lot in studying, especially for my courses. After that accident, I finally met David, but he didn't remember me. Like I said, I was too normal for him to notice me. I once again was living with my unrequited love. Until one day, I was watching David reading his book when I noticed that he had something unusual in his body. Based on my knowledge from studying at Harvard University, I could tell that he had a liver tumor. And it seemed like he wasn't aware of it. I needed to tell him about this and get it taken care of in the hospital before it goes out of control and causes more trouble. But I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't just stand in front of him saying, "Hello, I can see all of your body parts and there's a liver tumor. You need to get it taken care of or you'll die." That idea sounded stupid. He would think that I'm a maniac, but I couldn't just leave it there inside his body like that. So I followed him to find the opportunity to tell him this. A week passed, the tumor was growing, and I still didn't have a chance to tell him. His life was too exciting. There would always be someone with him. But when I got the courage to tell him, something unexpected happened. That day, when the class ended, I followed him to his house. I was hiding behind him, waiting for him to be the only person left on the street. I took all my bravery to speed up and catch up with him, but he took a turn unexpectedly. I immediately followed, but he was gone. Right when I thought that I lost him, he suddenly appeared behind me and angrily said, "Hey, stop following me or I'll call the police if you keep on doing this." He thought that I was an over-the-top fan of his. When I was still fumbling with my words, trying to explain to him, he quickly left. I just left a very bad first impression to my crush. But I couldn't give up. His life could be in danger if I didn't inform him soon enough. And the worst thing happened. I was waiting outside of the boys' changing room. An hour passed. Everyone left except David. I got worried, so I burst through the doors and saw David lying on the ground, hugging his stomach in pain. I looked into his body and saw that his tumor burst. I immediately called the ambulance and informed them of David's current health. Not long after, he got into the ER and got the surgery in time. The surgery underwent soundly. The doctor said that David could go home after a few days of recovering. When he woke up, I admitted the power that I had and that I was just trying to warn him about the tumor. He didn't really believe me, but he was very thankful for his life. From that day, we started talking to each other more. A few months later, I officially became his girlfriend. Everything is okay now, and I'm so thankful for being given such a powerful ability.